Hey guys, how's it going? End of another trading week. The market just closed. It's just about 4 p.m. here. And taking a look at the big board, we'll get back to Robin track in a second. But just an overall kind of sideways day in the market, right? Not a lot of big movers. Actually, SPY and IWM both closed, I think, plus or minus something like 0.01 or 0.03%. So pretty much right where they opened the day. You know, SPY just doesn't want to break through and hit all-time highs right now. It keeps bouncing off all-time high levels. So we'll have to see what next week will bring. We'll have to see what happens over the weekend. As of right now, the stimulus bill still hasn't officially been passed. There's been some executive orders that have been talked about. Some tweets were also sent out today, but really haven't seen the market reflect that as of yet. But just taking a look at the big board here, Amazon, again, flat, right? Less than 1% down. Facebook, less than 0.3%. Google, less than 1%. Apple, Microsoft also flat. Semis, AMD was down a little bit, minus 0.8%. Micron, again, for another day in a row, Micron took another beating, down 1.1%. So, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see where is the bottom for Micron. Because I think if you're lucky enough, and I guess a little bit skilled enough, if you can time the bottom for Micron and then ride the wave up, that's going to produce, I think, a lot of profits potentially, because Micron's just been beaten down right now. And I think one of my viewers had mentioned, actually two of my viewers had mentioned, that it might be because an analyst has downgraded the company. So maybe that's why the market's selling it off. But again, who knows? I mean, at some point, it's going to have to make a recovery because the other semi stocks, the semiconductor sector in general, has been doing well. So just have to keep an eye on it. I just take a look at Micron every day just to see what it's doing and see if the premiums are juicy enough for me to open up a position on. But as of right now, I have not opened up a position yet on Micron. It still keeps falling day to day, so who knows where the bottom is right now. But let's just take a look at my positions so far this week. So if you remember from my video yesterday, I opened up a cash good put on AMD that actually expires next Friday, not today, and that was at the $73 strike price. So I opened that position up for $35 in premium. As you can see, AMD did open up green and then kind of sold off all throughout the day. So I did make a little bit of money. I am profitable on that option already, and that's mostly from theta decay, just because of time eating away at the premiums, which is exactly what I want. So just taking a look at it, if I were to sell that put, again, this is for the August 21st expiration, which is next Friday. So 73, it's currently trading around $28. So I'm profitable by roughly $7 right now, right? Because I sold it for 35. It's currently trading for 28. So I'm already up $7 on that contract. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out next week. And hopefully I can collect max profit, because even right now, seems that though AMD 80, 81, 82 seems to be a kind of, it likes to trade around that range for the past 2 days. Let's just take a look at the trading view chart here on AMD. So as you can see, pretty much flat, right? So it hasn't really broken below 80 since August 12th. And even when it did, it bounced right back up because we had a little bit of a sell-off leading up to that day. So I'll have to wait and see. I mean, I will say the fact that AMD has been pretty flat and stable this week makes me feel good about possibly opening up another put on AMD, because my Virgin Galactic options have now expired worthless, so I will have some free cash available to open up new positions on next Monday. So trading flat is great for theta plays because the stock doesn't move up or down. The stock just trades sideways and you just slowly collect time premium, because as I've said before, with theta, time is always on your side if you're the option seller. If you're the option buyer, then time is always against you. So, I mean, this stock could not change a penny up or down and I will still get money. I will still profit just by time passing. So, I mean, if AMD wants to trade flat, that's fine with me. I might open up some more puts next week, maybe in the mid to high 70s, and collect more premium. But we'll have to keep an eye on AMD, especially to see what happens this weekend. If any good news or bad news comes out, that might affect the market overall. But I'm pretty happy with how my AMD plays are trading out so far. I know I was a little hesitant to play AMD because it's a little bit overvalued right now in my opinion because of this huge run up. But if it's going to be relatively stable, and as long as it doesn't dip fast, meaning I'm still okay if it drops a little bit, but as long as it doesn't drop a lot and blow past my strikes, I think I'm okay with opening up new positions on AMD next week. So right now I'm about $7 profitable on my AMD option. If you remember from my other videos this past week, I have some kind of meme options I had opened up on Virgin Galactic or Space, just because I really couldn't find anything juicy to play this week, so I figured, you know what, might as well make a few bucks here and there as opposed to making nothing. So my puts on Space were actually at the $13.50 strike price. So as you can see, we closed today around $18.50. So my puts were certainly safe all week. I wasn't concerned about them at all. And I sold those puts for the first set. I sold for $4 each, and I sold 5 contracts. And then the second set, I believe I sold, if I remember correctly, for $2 each, and now I sold 10 contracts. So actually averaging all 15 of my contracts at the $13.50 strike, my cost basis, if you want to consider it that way, for my contracts is actually 0.0267. So roughly, I'm set to collect $40 in premium total across all 15 of those options. So 40 bucks this week is not too shabby. I mean, I had $13.50 per contract in collateral, and I had sold 15 contracts. So I had a total of $20,250 tied up in my kind of meme plays on Virgin Galactic, and I made $40. I know this return on risk is not going to be great, but again, it's better than zero. So my return on risk was about 0.2%. So again, I'm happy with that. It's spending money for the week. It's more than I would have made if I hadn't made any plays. So I'm happy with that. The one downside about the way Space has been trading lately is I actually own 200 shares of Virgin Galactic because I was assigned 200 shares off 2 contracts that I had sold last week. And I own those shares at a cost basis of $19, not accounting for the premiums I collected either from this week's options or last week's options. And as you can see, Space is currently trading at $18.70. So since I own them at $19, I'm actually down 30 cents a share, and I own 200 shares. So I'm actually down $60 right now on my Virgin Galactic shares. But I'm okay with it. I'm not worried because as you can see over the past trading week, Space has kind of been bouncing up and down plus or minus the $19 level. So at some point, I know Space is going to come back up above 19. And if I really just want to free up that cash, I could just sell it at that point and just free up some collateral. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to miss out on a breakout on Space because Space has also been kind of trading a little flat lately. Yes, it's been slowly dipping down, but as you can see, again, the past couple of days, it's pretty flat. So I feel like it's almost it's due for a little bit of a breakout. And if it does break out to 20, 21, 22, I don't want to miss out on those gains because since I own 200 shares of Space, every dollar above 19 is $200 in profit for me. So if it were to go to, let's say, 22, that's $3 above my cost basis per share times 200 shares. That's $600 in profit. So I'm okay with holding these shares. You know, if this stimulus bill passes over the weekend or sometime soon, and if the overall market has a nice pump, well, I hope Virgin Galactic goes up with it. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for, is that I may end up just holding these shares until the stimulus bill passes, which I think is inevitable. I think it has to pass at some point. So once that happens and we get a nice pump or run up, or at least the overall market does, and hopefully Virgin Galactic does as well, then I think it'll be time to sell off my shares for hopefully a good amount of profit. But, you know, I had mentioned in my previous videos that I was hesitant to sell covered calls because if I sold the covered call at, let's say, the 20 or 21 strike, just go back to Robinhood and look at the options chain here, then I'm basically capping my gains. So if I were to sell my covered call at, let's say, $20 and then Space rockets to 22, well, I basically kind of left some money on the table. So today, once I saw that the stock was pretty much trading flat for half the day, around noontime or a little afternoon, I sold 2 covered calls on Space with my 200 shares as collateral. And I mean, again, this was another, basically a meme play. So Robinhood doesn't let you trade 0 date expiration options, but I was able to make that trade on another platform, and I sold those for $2 in premium at the $20 strike price each. So not the greatest trade in the world, but I essentially made a free $4 for half a day of essentially doing nothing besides holding shares. Again, some taco money or whatever you want to spend it on, but you know, again, just another bit of a meme play, but essentially at that point, I considered it almost free money, so I figured, why not? I have nothing to lose, and I didn't think that Space was going to rocket up to $20 because it's been trading flat all day long, and as far as I knew, there was no news that was pending or that was going to break at the end of the day today, so I just let it ride, collected a few extra bucks, and why not? Now, that's pretty much my trading week so far. So just to calculate the total, I made about $7 so far in unrealized gains on my AMD put. I made about $40 on my Virgin Galactic options this week, which expired worthless. And then I made another $4 on my covered calls that expired worthless today. So I made a total of $51 this week. Again, not my best week, but considering I was even thinking about not making any trades this week, I'd rather take $51 of profit than $0 of profit. And I'd rather take $0 of profit than any loss, even a penny loss, right? So I am perfectly okay with that. There's always another trade to be made. Let's see what happens this weekend. Let's just take a look at Robintrack out of curiosity. I haven't really looked at this website much at all. And there's even rumors that this site may go away because Robinhood is no longer going to provide their market data, I believe, for free. So this site may not last for very long, but here's the market data from Robinhood on AMD. And as you can see, as the share price of Robinhood, which is shown in pink, has slowly gone up and up and up, the number of Robinhood users that's holding AMD stock has also gone up and up and up. So, maybe there's a little bit of euphoria here, maybe a little bit of greed, but actually, even though AMD stock has dipped recently, the number of people owning Robinhood has continued to go up, which is interesting because this might be a little bit of FOMO here. People that are, have fear of missing out. So I have to keep an eye on that. But as you can see, the number of users that have been holding AMD has just been increasing continuously. So I hope if at some point AMD does drop a little bit, there's not a lot of people bag holding on Robinhood, bag holding shares of AMD. So just keep an eye on that. And then also take a look at Space or Virgin Galactic again. The share price on Space has gone up, come down, kind of gone up, kind of come down. But the number of users on Robinhood that have owned shares of Virgin Galactic has continuously kept going up. So it's a little interesting. I mean, you could say some of the people down here are buying the dip, right? Because even though the price is going down, people still keep buying shares. As the price kind of trades flat or it goes up, the number of users buying shares also keeps going up. And then here, again, even though the price is going down, more and more people are still holding shares. So maybe, again, they're buying in the dip. Just interesting data. I don't really know what to make of it. Again, this is only a fraction of the overall market because this is only tracking Robinhood users. It doesn't track people that use other brokerages. So just a little bit of an interesting data. I'm always a fan of information, so just want to kind of out of curiosity see what Robinhooders are doing right now. Stay tuned for my upcoming trade ideas videos this weekend. Have to do a little bit of digging to see, what are some possible good trade ideas for this coming trading week next week. And I will say, I was hesitant about DraftKings stock this week, but it actually held up pretty well. So if you got in on DraftKings, you probably made some juicy premiums if you held out until expiration. So let me know in the comments below if you've done that. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Make sure you get in that Discord server right now while it's free if you want to check it out. We will be going paid on September 1st. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and happy trading.